Rise and shine, Rattle Patch Kids. Good morning. How are we? Got some water. Or I need it. It's a beautiful. Oh my gosh! Look at all this drip on the mirror. Uh, Ouch. Welcome. Oh, I'm gonna turn this amazing ring light on because it does wonders. Look at that. All right. How are we doing today? Happy Thursday, yes? Oh my gosh, these mirrors are so dirty. I like to call them portals because I literally feel like I'm in a different dimension. How we doing? Welcome. I already have goosebumps. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the ER Playground. Here we believe movement is medicine and issues, oops, are in the tissues. Yeah. As always, take what resonates and slither the rest, but this is me just talking to myself. And then I tell myself maybe there's a soul that needs to hear this. So I uh got emotional earlier. Does anyone ever cry in the shower? Or is it just me? Real quick, my name is Dr. Rattle. Death of the ego, rebirth of the inner child, and my inner child is Rattlebones. And maybe you never heard of inner child, and the best way I can explain it, Spider-Man, Batman, Peter Pan, Power Rangers, the Minions, SpongeBob, Rugrats, the list goes on. And I believe we all have an inner child. And RattleBee represents permission, meaning that we don't need permission to play and to create. I mean, the creator itself didn't ask for permission. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if you are in a relationship or not, but I think even if you're not in a relationship, I think sacred space is very, very important. What does that mean? If you're in a relationship, maybe you're around your partner 24/7. And I also realize that that might sound beautiful, but I believe space is good. It's good for relationship, it's good to just decompress. And I think the most important relationship is the one that you have with yourself. Yeah. So that being said, my partner, what today? Today's Thursday. On Monday, my partner was like, um, I don't know, my partner just gets really, what's the word I'm looking for? Just agitated or stressed out, especially when they don't have their time, meaning their sacred space. My partner likes quiet, and I believe that's very important, but I personally, I'm very active and I like to be on the go, and everyone's different. So anyway, my partner is like, I think it's that time where I just need some some alone time. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But I was also very frustrated because I'm like, ugh, I'm trying to stay consistent with the ER playground. And what is the ER playground? Emotional, embodied release. Everything that you witness RattleBee is embodied. And I guess a good example would be if you ever go to a club and you hear your song on, you used to start moving your body. Or maybe you don't go to a club. Maybe you're getting ready for work or getting ready to go on a date, or you're in the shower and you're playing your favorite music and you're grooving, you're doing your thing, not for permission. So anyway, I was just like, fuck, how am I going to do all this? Because the ER playground, this is different. Obviously, it's not in the garage where I normally have my setup, where I have all the mirrors and the lights. And so I'm like, how am I going to transport the ER playground to the condo? That's where I'm at right now. And I was just thinking, okay, I can do this. I can pack the mirrors in the back of the Jeep. Hopefully they don't fall out. They didn't, thank God. And I was driving like an old grandpa. Actually, let me take that back. I was just driving really cautiously because maybe you're a grandpa and you drive like the Fast and the Furious. So I was just driving really cautiously and really slow and like praying to God that the mirrors did not fall out, and they didn't. But I was just thinking to myself, all right, we are going to make the ER playground into the condo, into the kitchen. And that's what we did. And yeah, I got here on Tuesday. Today is Thursday, and we have the ER playground set up. And the playground is, for me personally, my vortex. What does that mean? To me, it means you just disconnect from the world and you make that time for yourself. Maybe that's the basketball court for you, or maybe that's the football field, or maybe you have a room where you do your painting or read a book. That's just an example. For me personally, it's the ER playground where I can connect to all the versions of myself in the mirror and just move my body. Um, so anyway, I got to the condo and I set up the ER playground, not really knowing how it was going to look. And I think that's the beauty of just being on this journey is trusting the process. And even though I do trust the process, literally my neighbors are right here. And so I'm like, fuck, how I feel like I'm always walking on eggshells. And eventually that gets really annoying. So I tell myself, I have a goal. I have a goal that I want to live off the grid. I want to have an epic fucking ER playground, like in a guest house, and I want it to be soundproof. I want fucking, I need to stop cussing. I want to have really cool neon mirrors. And I have a vision of having all the Power Rangers suits like in a glass case with all their helmets, and then I have all the rattlebone suits, the rattle suits. I believe it starts with a thought, and then the thought turns to action, and the action is what I'm doing right now. But anyway, so I set it up, and I'm like, okay, we are going to make this work because I need to move my body, and I did it. I did it. Is it perfect? No, but if you're new here, we don't do perfect. My brain goes to, I think, being a human being, being an adult, we have this mindset. I don't think we think about it, but a good example is I think we're always trying to be perfect. meaning being on work on time, making sure we cook the dinner for the kids on time, making sure we show up at our best, making sure we're going the right speed limit, perfection, right? And here at the playground, we don't do perfection. Think about it. When we were kids, or maybe you have a kid now, when they're out on the playground, do they ask permission? Mommy or daddy, or mommy, mommy, daddy, daddy, whatever you vibe with. Can I go down the slide? Can I swing on the swing set? Can I go over the handlebars? Probably not. So here in this sacred space, we don't ask permission. Yeah? It's okay to cry here. It's okay if the moves don't look crisp. It's okay just to be yourself. That's the beautiful thing about this playground. And I needed a space where I can just be myself. So anyway, but I have my party box. I actually call my party box Torcolina. And I'm like, okay, I really hope, thank you for the thumbs up. I love you. I really hope that my neighbors don't knock on my door. Turn it down. I don't know if anyone's seen this Michael Jackson music video. I believe it's with what's his name? The guy from Home Alone and the dad's knocking on the door. Turn it down. What song is that? Is that Black and White? Hmm. Either way, I'm like, oh my God, I really hope that doesn't happen because I want to vibe. I want to move. Luckily, my neighbors did not knock on my door. Um, but I also want to state for those who witnessed RattleBee, thank you. Um, we have a lot of new Rattle Patch kids here. Welcome to the art playground. And RattleBee is my inner child superhero. His full government name from the spirit world is Rattlebones. And that just represents that we are bone underneath this meat flesh that we have been conditioned to judge and to criticize and to pick apart. And RattleBee is not a male or a female. He's just energy, just like you and I. We are energy underneath this avatar that we are renting on planet Earth. And Rattle X2, that is our vibration that we move to. I don't know if this resonates with you, but when you move your body on YouTube or any other platform and you use other people's sound, you get copywritten. And I was just talking about I'm tired of walking on eggshells. So Rattlebee and I created our own sound, our own vibration, our own frequency. And it's the masculine and the feminine and the adult and inner child. It's spirit, is source moving through our body. And so yeah, there's that. So we're in the condo, and this is actually where my father passed. And my father, I don't know if anyone's lost anyone. It doesn't necessarily have to be a parent. It can be a child or an animal or a friend, a cousin, just the grief. So we are in the condo where my father passed, and I don't know if you ever seen Spider-Man, where the first Spider-Man, where the uncle gets um, taken away by the robber, and I believe that was Peter Parker's original story. That's how he kind of became Spider-Man. Or Batman, where his parents lost their lives in the alley. Or when Harley Quinn got pushed over and she fell in that toxic, I don't know, what was that thing? A toxic, I don't know. I don't want to say sewer, but like a toxic, if you've seen Harley Quinn, she gets pushed over. The Joker, I think the Joker pushes her over and she falls in this toxic goo. Or Catwoman, where she gets, I don't remember Catwoman's original story, but I just knew that all the cats were on her, and then I don't know, with Halle Berry. The point of the matter is, I believe we all have our original story, something that just woke you up inside. And losing my dad, that was mine. And I think instead of growing angry, because I was angry at so many things. I was angry at, I don't know, myself for a bit, thinking I didn't do enough, but honestly, what can you do? My dad was an alcoholic, and if you tell someone that they're an alcoholic, one, that doesn't go very well, and well, for my dad personally, he was in denial. "I'm not an alcoholic." Okay. And I believe sometimes when something tragic happens in your life, not everyone bounces back. A little backstory, my dad loved my mom with everything that he had, and my mom cheated on him and left him. And I think after that, that was my dad's snake bite from Venom. And he never loved, he never dated, he never got into another relationship again until his passing. So some people don't bounce back from it. And when I lost my dad, I was angry, like I stated, at myself for a while. I was angry at my dad, but I was really angry at the companies that make this poison, and it's praised and celebrated and worshipped. But it's like, do they realize what it's doing to the human body? Do they know that they're literally drinking toxic and poison? Why is that celebrated? Why is it uh, and I don't need to know why, but that poison had a huge effect in my dad's health, stage 4 colon cancer. And every time that I would drink booze, I never felt bright-eyed and bushy-tailed the next day. I felt like shit. I literally felt like death. And I quit drinking since 2021. And part of that is from my dad, like, I don't want cancer. And I just want to take care of my body. So we, I, we are going to do a tour. So here, right now, I have the condo set up as Airbnb, which is pretty slow right now because it's freaking hot where I live. But here, my dad had a recliner, and he would sit in that recliner for hours, drink his beer, and he would just watch Fox News. Oh my God almighty. He would watch Fox News and he would watch Cops. I mean, not very high frequency shows. And yeah, he would just sit in that recliner for hours. And when I moved in with him for a couple months, I was just I feel like I was just watching this him doing the same thing every day. Sleep until late, meaning 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and then he'll get up and he would start drinking beer. And it was just shocking. It was shocking to see, like, whoa, he didn't move his body. He didn't go for walks. There was literally a fries, right? I can literally throw a rock at it. And he would drive the fries. I'm like, Dad, you could walk to fries. And unfortunately, he started to walk to fries right before he got cancer, so it was a little too late. But anyway, yeah, right here was his recliner, and my bedroom was in here, and his bedroom was right there, and there was a couch here. And I don't know why, but I don't like sleeping in beds. And these last couple of days that I've been here, I have been sleeping on this couch thingy. I don't know, I've always been that way. I don't like sleeping in beds. But anyway, there was a couch, and my dad and I, when we did watch movies, last night I watched Independence Day with Will Smith, with the aliens coming, and I fell asleep. But my dad and I would watch Independence Day. We would watch, um, God, X Files. We would watch The Simpsons. What else would we watch? King of the Hill. Uh, Oh my god, we would watch The Griffin Show, uh, I Love Lucy. We definitely loved I Love Lucy. We watched that so much. Yeah, my dad and I were best friends. And if you lost someone, maybe you understand that feeling of grief. So, anyway, my dad passed here, like I stated before, and I witnessed him take his last breath. I was his caretaker, and what a how do I even explain this? What a scene to witness. My aunt was here, and I just I don't know, like my intuition just knew that he was going to pass. Like, I don't know if there's anyone in healthcare, but there's like this death rattle. Ironically, it's called the death rattle, where they just start to rattle in the back of their throat, and it was just really hard to witness. Uh, so anyway, uh, yeah, the night before I went on a date because I just needed it to clear my head, and now that date is my partner. But anyway, we went to the state fair and we rode rides, and I was just really trying to clear my head and just trying to study for boards. But anyway, my dad passed on a Monday, and I'm really grateful that I was able to witness my dad's last breath because I understand that not everyone has that opportunity to see their loved ones before they go. So yeah, my dad took his last breath. I gave him a hug. I went into this bathroom, and my aunt was here, and I put on my dad's jacket, and I just I know we've been told that men are not supposed to cry, and I call bullshit on that, but I didn't cry. I mean, tears were falling down, but I was really trying to stay strong for my aunt because I didn't want to be an emotional, emotional mess. And hospice came. They pronounced his death. The morgue came, took his body, and I was just frozen. I was just frozen. It's one thing to see death in the healthcare world. It's still unfortunate. God is so unfortunate. I remember this husband, he lost his wife to I can't even think what was it. She was septic, and it was so interesting because he came the day before, and he was just talking to her, and the next morning she was gone. He ran in the he ran in her room, and he just cried, and it was just really hard to witness. And he was such a sweet guy, and he was just pacing in the hallway, and he was just like, I can't believe it, she's gone. And I'm just like, yeah. And gave him a hug, and he left. It's just life is precious, Rattle Patch Kids. Whoever's witnessing this, life is so precious, and we gotta live it up. You gotta do what you love and not wait for approval because just tomorrow is not promised. And I'm just speaking from my own experience. But anyway, when you're in the healthcare world, you do your 12 hours and you try to shake it off. But I couldn't shake it off. I was 24-hour care with my dad, and I didn't have a place to escape. So anyway, after my dad passed, he he I went to Town Lake. I've been going back these last couple of days because it's really cool. It's like this man-made lake, and it's a beautiful running track because I did track in high school, but anyway, I love to run. And after my father passed, I went to Town Lake, and I just walked. I couldn't even run. I feel like the energy was just sucked out of my soul. And I just walked around the lake, and I don't even know how to explain the energy that I was feeling. I was just frozen. I literally feel like I died. And I think that's part of death of the ego, Dr. Rattle, and just realizing so many things. Oh my God, life is precious. And oh my God, there's going to be a day where we all have a timestamp. And I don't want to prove anything anymore. I just want to live my life and to do what I love to do. But anyway, then I got a tattoo. I know, right? I think everyone has their thing, how they heal, but I just needed to feel something. And I got this snake tattoo, ironically, on my forearm. And it's really funny. I'm terrified of snakes. Not anymore. Would I hold one? No. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. They're beautiful animals, but I feel like if I saw one right now, I'd probably scream and run. But anyway, yeah, I got this snake tattoo to represent transformation and growth and shedding and healing. But yeah, and then I couldn't come to this condo for a while because just the energetic alone was just a lot to process. But when I was able to come back to the condo, when I decided, okay, I want to do Airbnb here, we need to get the internet set up. So this is a pretty cool story. The Cox guy, I mean, he could have used any username. The username for the Cox box is Dance Arrow. How the stars align. I literally have an arrow right here on my forearm. And I feel like this Cox guy was like my dad or a spirit or energy. And I'm like, huh, interesting. And so that's kind of how I started to get into, okay, I need to start moving my body again. I need to create, I need to play, I need to be expressive. It's what I've been doing since I was a kid. And I was thinking the only way I really know how to connect to my dad again, to feel that energy again, is to create the ER playground and to create my superhero. Because when I was a kid, my dad would see me dressed up in Power Ranger costumes all the time. And it was just a reminder when I put on RattleBee that my dad's spirit, his energy is within me. So, again, I believe we all have that thing, right? That just makes us or breaks us. And again, my dad's passing was bittersweet. Bitter because, of course, he's not here and he loved me so unconditionally. And I realized that not everyone has that, which is sad. But here, whoever is here, I can just vibrate that love, unconditional love. And the love is loving myself. And I believe that energy is like it ricochets. It's a mirror. And so yeah, I went for a run. I don't know, these last couple of days I've just kind of been like emotional because it's just interesting to be in this space where my dad would walk around sometimes, but just the memories play back. And I just think about the good times that my dad and I had, the conversations that we've had, and it's almost like I have images of him, like when I was just talking about the recliner, just an image of him being in the recliner and having his feet kicked up, or if I would fall asleep on the couch, he would put a blanket on me and kiss my forehead, and Or if I was out with my friends, he would call me, "You know you have work tomorrow, son." "Dad, I know." "You know you have to be up at 5 in the morning. You know it's a work night." "Dad." But that's caring, that's love. And anyway, I went for a run this morning and I took a shower and there's this star in the bathtub. I'll go get it. So there was this star right here, and I have no idea who put it there. I'm guessing the Airbnb, Airbnb uh, clients or guests that stayed here, but they left a star. And why is that powerful? Well, hopefully I brought it. Let me look in my briefcase. We got there. Oh my God, what a mess. What a mess. Now, oh wait, I think it's in my wallet. Now, where's that? All right, well, that's in the car, and I don't feel like going out there. So I'll just save this. There's a picture that I was going to show myself of my dad and I. I was 4 years old, and I've shown it before, but I was wearing a cowboy shirt, and it had a star on it. And ironically enough, I will show you this, Dr. Rattle here. Stars. And the stars represent liberation, liberation, freedom for our inner child. There's me. Okay, body snatched. Okay, damn. But anyway, when I saw this star, it reminded me of my dad. And I just freaking cried like a baby in the shower. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to let it out, the body. So I guess it was a friendly reminder, and I think that was my dad saying, "I see you and I love you." And so, yeah, that is how Dr. Rattlebee came to life. And every time I move my body with Rattlebee, I do a prayer and I just call on my dad's spirit to move through me, be with me, call my ancestors, because it's not easy. It may look easy what Rattlebee is doing, but it's it's hard. And what makes it hard? Well, just showing up can be hard. When you're tired, my body is sore, and but I love it so much. Like, God, I love it. I love especially creating my our own sound. Oh my God. I created two, well, Rattlebee and I created two vibrations, and you've probably heard them the last couple of days, but I was just playing it back last night, and I wrote a new vibration um, yesterday, and it just comes to me. I was laying on the couch, and I was just had my head, let my hand on my head, and just thinking and thinking about, my partner and just rolling around and looking at pictures of us, and then the lyrics start coming. It's like a storytelling. And I just have images of bits and pieces of our relationship, and I just write, and then Rattlebee and I go to the lab and give it birth. So, damn, I can't believe I left my. So anyway, for those who are new here at the ER Playground, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for playing with Rattlebee, and this whole channel is just about showing up for yourself and carving out that sacred time to be with yourself. And that can, like I stated, that can be anything. But for me personally, it's vibing out to our own vibration. And so, especially for my brothers, oh my gosh, you are seen here. Yes, you're seen and you're definitely loved here. And Rattlebee and I love you deeply. So anyway, I'm going to run some errands. I think today I want to get the my Jeep vacuums, and I might go see a buddy later on today. I'm just at this point, Rattle Patch Kids, where I feel like the more that I show up for myself, and I'm realizing that I need to start having more people in my life that validate my time. And I get everyone's on a different level, and I get, yeah, we're busy, but it's like, come on. How long are we going to keep using I'm busy as an excuse? Like, I reached out to one of my buddies. I used to be a go-go dancer with him. His name, well, I won't tell you his name, but he's a really cool dude. And I reached out to him, and I like to do voice notes because I'm just an old soul. I do not like texting. But anyway, let's go back into better lighting. I reached out to him, and he responded, and um we were gonna do a smoothie because I'm like trying to stay skinny. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just doing like a detox because the other day, I think it was on Wednesday, I was so hungry, just like moving my body and going and running. I'm like, I am starving. I want a pizza and I don't give a damn. And I ate I almost ate the whole pizza. And then I felt so. You ever ate so much and you're like, I cannot move? It was like one of those moments, but no shame. And so yesterday, I'm like, I'm just drinking water. And then I was like feeling queasy. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna drink water, then have a salad. And then that turned into, okay, well, maybe I'll get some Cheez-Its. The point of the matter is, I reached out to him, I sent him a voice note, and he responded like, oh yeah, like I'm in classes right now, but yeah, I definitely want to hang out, definitely want to see you. And I sent him another voice note because I was supposed to have my CPR training yesterday, and it got canceled and it got moved uh, for tomorrow. And so I reached out to him like, "Hey, bro, uh, Friday's not going to work. However, Thursday works. We can grab a smoothie, go for a walk, and just kick it." I haven't seen him in a while, and I haven't heard nothing back from him. And I texted him this morning, nothing. And I get it. I get it. Busy, right? I get it. But I just feel like I want to, I don't know, it would be nice to have someone that met you halfway. And it's like I put in so much energy into my friends, and I feel like sometimes I don't get that energy back. And I'm not mad about it. It just sucks. So anyway, I don't know if I'm hanging out with my buddy tonight. But if I'm not, that means Rattlebee is going to be shaking that thing. And yeah, I have a gig on Saturday. I'm really excited. One of my clients, she's moving to Virginia, which is funny because that's where originally I'm from. But she was a Rattle Patch kid, and she would come to the ER playground, and she reached out to me saying, "Hey, I'm moving. Would you be willing to do one more session with me and my friends at my house? I'm like, yes. So with that being said, I have to get the Venom playlist ready. I think I'm gonna do half of SoundCloud and then the other half of Rattle X2 because I really want to start putting out our vibration. And yeah, that's my day. So anyway, thanks for checking in with me. And as always, if you vibe, consider becoming a Rattle Patch Kid.